Welcome to a preview of my latest ebook, Space Pilot Danny, available from Amazon for $1.99. Space Pilot Danny relates the adventures of a 22-year-old astronaut manning a space cruiser in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, when a mysterious distress signal is received from a mining asteroid. Space Pilot Danny is 66 pages. Color illustrated and written for children and young teenagers. It is designed to be read on a tablet or phone in portrait orientation. Danny is a 22-year-old space pilot. He lives on his cruiser in space in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Sometimes he returns to his home on Mars. He moved to Mars when he was 8 years old. Danny's space cruiser is a rocket-powered shuttle that ferries people and supplies between colonies in the asteroid belt and some of the moons of Jupiter. The asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter contains millions of asteroids. Many people think Danny is odd for wanting to spend weeks alone on a cruiser in space. But Danny loves flying and doesn't mind being alone. Although the space cruiser is not really his, he thinks of it as his own, because no one else ever flies it. Many asteroids have valuable metals and other elements. Flying among these asteroids takes very little rocket fuel because the space cruiser does not have to lift off a planet with its massive gravity. New colonies are rapidly being built on asteroids that contain valuable elements. In a few decades, more people will live on asteroids than on Mars. Danny watched on his view screen as the asteroid Ceres he was leaving receded in the distance. It would take about a week to take the supplies he was carrying to the asteroid Juno. There would not be much to do during this time except study his astronaut training manual for the next pilot license level and monitor his ship's instruments. In the meantime, he would look at the stars. Or so Danny thought. Suddenly, a distress signal rang that almost made him jump out of his spacesuit. Danny checked the coordinates of the distress signal. It was coming from a small asteroid called Sylvia, known primarily for its mining operations. He called up an image of the signal source asteroid from a nearby asteroid telescope. His spaceship AI reported that the distress signal had no content, though it appeared to be genuine otherwise. Danny asked the AI how this was possible. The AI replied that this could have occurred if the distress signal generator on the asteroid itself had been damaged. Danny replied to the signal, but there was no answer. There was no choice but to head to asteroid Sylvia and see if he could help. His ship AI confirmed that he had the fuel to make detour, but not much after that. He told the AI to fire his ship thrusters to rendezvous Sylvia. Danny knew from his training that Sylvia was odd in that it had 2 moons, a unique feature for low-gravity asteroids. After a few hours, he approached the distress asteroid close enough to make out surface features. Something was clearly wrong. Much of the surface equipment, such as antennas and solar arrays, was damaged. Danny had his ship AI broadcast the situation to asteroid control. Danny set the ship down near what appeared to be the main airlock to the interior of the asteroid. Danny was a little bothered that his ship thrusters were throwing dust on the solar arrays, even though they were probably ruined by whatever had caused the catastrophe here. The ship settled gently on the surface, and its engines shut down. It turns out that the mining asteroid was abandoned before being struck by an asteroid swarm. The escape shuttle was damaged during the escape and cannot communicate with Danny's cruiser. Danny and his cruiser AI use a trick or two to determine the escape shuttle's course. They then proceed to try to find the shuttle before its occupants run out of life support. More adventures occur in this process. I hope you enjoyed this audio-narrated preview of Space Pilot Danny, a sequel to the 6 books in the Moving to Mars series on Amazon.